When you flush your toilet, you may not think about where it goes, but at Western Municipal Water District, we do. We work around the clock to effectively collect and treat wastewater for our community at the Western Water Recycling Facility in western Riverside County. So how do we do it? Here at our 16.5-acre wastewater recycling facility, we treat and recycle millions of gallons of water each year. The technical term is wastewater because it's just that, water that carries waste. We take used water that goes down your sinks, tubs, and yes, toilets, remove it from your home or business, and receive it for cleaning. Our recycling facility uses science, gravity, and nature to turn your wastewater into reusable, non-potable water. Non-potable is just another way of saying water that we don't drink. While we don't drink it, this non-potable water can be recycled and used to provide irrigation for landscaping for businesses, parks, schools, and medians on roadways throughout our community. In fact, it's one of the most drought-proof sources of additional water for our region. But before this recycled water is ready for use, it needs a good cleaning. We start by capturing your wastewater in underground pipes where it is transported to our treatment plant. Yep, we're talking about sewers here, folks. The first stop for your wastewater journey after it travels through sewer pipelines is the headworks. This is where solid gunk, like toilet paper and those so-called flushable wipes, get raked out of the sewage and compressed so it can be taken to the landfill. Next, the water travels through the plant's primary clarifiers. Here, the water is slowed down, allowing any solids that made it through the rakes to settle to the bottom so they can be separated and removed. After we've removed as much of the solid material as possible, the water moves on to our oxidation ditch. Now this is where the science of water really comes in. In our oxidation ditch, microscopic aerobic organisms devour the organic matter that is still contaminating the water. The organic matter is food for these organisms, and for them, every day is Thanksgiving. They feast on this waste, removing the contaminants from the water. From there, water flows into a secondary clarifier, carrying the bloated microorganisms with it to give them a chance to settle and digest their meal. With the microorganisms now so heavy from all that food, they sink to the bottom. This long arm is all we can see right now, but under the water, it's literally sweeping the microorganisms into a chamber that will return them to the oxidation ditch, starting their work all over again. As you can see, the water is no longer brown, but instead, we have clear, flowing water. But we aren't quite done yet. The next step we use to clean all that used water is our tertiary cloth filters. In this deep filter area, the water runs through a big carpet. Literally, the water flows through cloth filters to remove any leftover waste particles that might be lurking and allow only the clean water to flow through. This brings us to our last stop, disinfection. In this final process, the recycled water is treated to kill off any pathogens that might remain. This renders the water safe for use through our purple pipelines. And if you're curious where the recycled water is being used, most of it goes to irrigate the Riverside National Cemetery, the General Archie Old Golf Course, and landscaping for local businesses and roadway medians. But what about the leftover waste? Western has a plan for that too, and it's a two-phased process. First, our anaerobic digesters process the organic matter removed from prior processes and breaks it down into methane gas. Western stores this gas on site so we can use it as energy to fuel equipment in the plant. Pretty clever, right? Our sludge drying beds dry the sludge created by the two anaerobic digesters. Once it's dried out to its rocky clump form, it's sent out as fertilizer to nearby farms and returned to the soil. As you can see, the Western Water Recycling Facility is the last part of the Western process to make sure you can not only drink your water, but flush it too.